Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you why I think that a state could potentially elect a third party governor in the 2022 gubernatorial elections. Now, the last time this happened was 8 years ago, back in 2014, when Bill Walker won election against incumbent Sean Parnell in the Alaska governor's race in 2014. Keep in mind, this was in a red wave year, and Walker won it by 2 points. Like I've been saying, that was 8 years ago. Yeah, it was. And things have changed since then. Yes, they have. But I think that there is potential that it could happen. Now, of course, you guys have some data that are saying, it's not going to happen again. The most popular third party in the U.S., the Libertarian Party, 693,000 members and got 1% of the vote in 2020. It's not really going to happen. Like they don't have a lot, and that's assuming that if you divide 690,000 by 50, you've got 100,000 people in each state, and considering by the state that is, you could have possibly less than a percentage of the vote in a state for libertarians. Now, also another backup of data is that when Walker was up for re-election in 2018, he got 2% of the vote. That's a very good piece of evidence. You got going from 48% all the way down to 2%, a 46% shift. That's just very, very big thing. Now, I think that there are two states. One of them is, of course, Alaska, and the other one I'll keep a surprise for now. But I think that there are potentially two states that could have a third party governor in the 2022 gubernatorial elections. Now, as I said before, the first state I think is Alaska. Now, Alaska has Mike Dunleavy, a kind of popular incumbent governor, like an average one, even in a red wave year. I think he'll really do good. But I do think that Bill Walker, he's for sure going to get the nomination from Independents. He already has a running mate. That just says something. But I think that Bill Walker has a shot at least coming in third in the vote. I mean, he'll for sure come in third in the vote. The most likely thing that could happen is he gets around 2, 3, or 4% of the vote. But there is a potential that Bill Walker ends up getting a lot of the vote. And this is just because, it could happen that something happens. For example, a Democrat, Mike Navarre, who declined the Democratic nomination for the governor. He said he wasn't running. He endorsed actually Bill Walker, a Democrat endorsing an independent, which is a huge thing. Now that's why I think that with enough endorsements and with enough public recognition, Bill Walker could potentially settle in to get reelected for another term in the for the Alaska's governor spot. I do think it's unlikely, especially since it's the red wave year. But if they don't like Mike Dunleavy and they don't like the Democratic candidate, Joe Biden's approval, then, anything could happen, and Bill Walker could potentially get elected as governor of Alaska. Now, the second state, the mystery state, I can now say that it will be Vermont. Vermont actually had a progressive candidate that came in second in the 2020 gubernatorial election here in Vermont. They have it every 2 years. It's a little weird. But actually, you might be saying, here on Jackson Jude, it says he registers as a Democrat. He lied with the Democrats. But on Wikipedia, it says he is a progressive. So that does not exactly mean he was a progressive, but that does mean that the progressives were making gains in 2020. Now we go to 2022, and we'll scroll down to see who will be the progressive candidate really right now, and that's Boots Wardinsky, probably the most likely person to get the third party nomination in Vermont. I think he could potentially get it. I think that he's a farmer, could appeal to the rural vote, and could take away some of the Republican vote, and could take away some of the Democratic vote. And I think that with with like all the things, once again, they need a lot of public recognition and a lot of endorsements. Like, for example, Bill Walker got endorsed by a Democrat who declined running for governors. I think that potentially Boots Wardinsky, Bill Walker, and really anyone else in any other state that I didn't mention today could potentially win a third party seat in the governor's house, governor's mansion, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next video.